there is only one rider best of all times. That's Eddy Merckx. He was the best at everything of all time, except sprinting. But he won a lot of stages in sprints.
Yeah,
but he was the best cyclist of all times. Probably won most of the time trials that he did. Maybe lost a few, but not many. But anyways, you can't compare. Remco is right now definitely the best time trialist of generation by far.
Hi, I'm Spencer Martin, along with Johan Bruyneel, and this is Outcomes. Outcomes is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this podcast should be considered financial advice. Please gamble responsibly, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, seek help from a professional resource. Hosts and guests may have financial interest in the bets discussed. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Everybody, welcome back to Outcomes. I'm Spencer Martin. I'm here with Johan Bruyneel, as always, and we are previewing the upcoming Men's World Road Race Championships in Kigali, Rwanda. And before we do that, we're also going to chit-chat a little bit about the time trial, the impressive performance from Remco Evenepoel, and as well as a few of the other results. Before we get into that, let's hear from our partner on today's show, and then I'm going to ask Johan his take on the time trial.
Everybody, this episode is brought to you by Fabric by Gerber Life. Running a household with kids is pure chaos. Add in podcasts, racing coverage, travel. It is a lot. And while we plan for the day-to-day, the truth is you also need a plan for protecting your family if something unexpected ever happens to you. That's where Fabric by Gerber Life comes in. I know I worry about this a lot, especially since I'm out on my road bike quite a bit, and you never know what's going to happen. It is peace of mind if you know that your family is going to be okay without you. And that's why Fabric offers term life insurance you can get done today. It's made for busy parents like you, all online, all on your schedule, right from your couch. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. And here's the thing, if you're young and healthy, now is the time to lock in low rates. Even if you already have some coverage to your employer, that policy might not be enough, and it might not follow you if you switch jobs. Fabric makes it simple and affordable with flexible, high-quality policies that can fit your budget, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. So join thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/themove. That's meetfabric.com/themove. MEET fabric.com/themove. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
All right, Johan, just to start things off, we're going to look backwards before we look forwards. Your countryman, Remco Evenepoel, showed up to the, I hope I said I thought he might win the time trial championship in our last show, because it was not even close. He absolutely blew everybody away. Tadej Pogačar, who I guess, and maybe even I said it, was a pre-race favorite, but in reality was not even really close. Johan was second, 1 minute and 14 seconds back. Really impressive considering how good Evenepoel was. Ilan van Wilder, Evenepoel's teammate on Soudal Quickstep and countryman, 236 back, really impressive. Pogačar, 237, and then almost right at the day, Isaac Del Toro, 240 back. And keep in mind, this is a 40-kilometer hilly time trial, 50 minutes for the winner, basically 50 minutes, so almost an hour-long time trial. You don't see many of these. I think the big takeaway was Pogačar stinks, Evenepoel's awesome, Evenepoel's the best now, move over Tour de France. I think there's a little bit more nuance behind the scenes there that we'll get into, but what was your takeaway from that performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think logic has been respected, right? Remco won the time trial. He's now 3 times in a row time trial world champion. So I think that says something about, his qualities. I think it's fair to say that right now, in this moment, in this generation, he's the best time trialist. Pipo Ghana is a close second, but it starts to be more tilting towards Remco, especially when there's a bit of elevation in the course. I didn't expect him to be so dominant. Johan, second place, comes with great form out of the Vuelta. Lost that time trial against Ghana with 1 second, so. Obviously, that was a great performance, but still, it was 1 minute 14 to Remco. And it's true, as you say, they are not used anymore nowadays to do these 40-kilometer long time trials. It's, like 23, 25 max,
Yeah.
but basically, I think, and then people were kind of, some of them would say they were shocked about Pogačar's fourth place. I think the image of the time trial was basically Remco catching Pogačar, who had started 2.5 minutes in front of him. That was definitely something that we hadn't seen. Definitely not with Pogačar. But if you look at it, Pogačar was fourth in the time trial, so it's he didn't do a bad time trial, and it's his best result ever in the World Championships time trial. He's been really in the back already. I think he's been 23rd or 24th in Scotland, and then he ended up finishing third in the road race. I think it was to be expected. I think people were too hyped up about can Pogačar win this time trial?
Yeah.
I think Pogačar he's not a time trialist. Yeah, he does really good time trials in stage races, which is completely different. Completely different. And then on top of that, I would say also Remco. Hats off for his performance, but he is, I think, if you look at the first guys, he's the only one who has prepared specifically for this time trial. We all know that he abandoned the Tour de France, then took some time off, and then basically worked towards the World Championships. Just did the Tour of Great Britain as a preparation to get back into competition, but I don't think there's anybody of that top five riders who had spent more time on the time trial bike than Remco in the last month or the last 1.5 months. And he is already the biggest specialist, and he is by miles the most aerodynamic rider. Yes, it was favoring the climbers. That's, for example, the third place of Van Wilder is a good example. Yeah. He's not known as being, he's not a bad time trialist, don't get me wrong, but you would never put him in the top three if you have to do a prediction. But Remco, he's pretty good also on hilly courses. He's won Liège-Bastogne-Liège twice. He's won San Sebastian 3 times. He's won the Vuelta, been third in the Tour. So these are not like impossible climbs for Remco. I think I was surprised with the dominance, but I think the result was kind of expected. Definitely first and second. I think if there was one rider who could come close to Remco, it was Jay Vine because of his incredible condition right now, but he didn't come close.
And even talking about Jay Vine, it's like, yeah, he's very good. Great result, but he wasn't in an altitude camp before. He was at the Vuelta racing, then he's shifting and I don't ask me to explain it, but standalone time trialing is so different physically than stage racing, which is why you see a lot of stage racers, like top GC riders, win time trials at the Tour de France or in other Grand Tours, and then not win the World Championships or not win the Olympics. It's very different. Remco is hacked it. Like whatever he's doing is working very well, and so let's say he's not a climber, not great at climbing at the Tour this year. But as you say, he won the Vuelta. But even in that Vuelta he won, he's very good at I need to climb this climb very fast. And he can dial in on that effort. And he's so fast. I need Remco to be studied. He can come in on these specific efforts and just it is unbelievable how much he blows people away. I was wondering, and also he looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme right now. The guy is yoked.
Well, I let's not focus too much. There's that one picture that I saw on him. He has his sleeves up and he looks kind of he's fit. He's very fit. But we can say, people say, okay, Remco is not a climber. He can't climb. I mean, man, let me tell you. A rider who wins the Vuelta and is third in the Tour, he can climb. There's better climbers than him, but he can climb. He can definitely climb. You cannot win a Grand Tour if you can't climb, Spencer. And you cannot be third in the Tour de France if you can't climb. There's no way.
We're going to get into this later in the episode, but I guess it's like saying, like, is the moon real? Like, it's like kind of a ridiculous premise that you have to argue from.
He can't climb as good as today and Jonas, but he can climb.
Well, and we're going to get into this later. I guess it's different though, right? Like there's like prescriptive climbing, and then there's guys like you could wake Jonas up at 2 a.m. and say go in the middle of the winter and ask him to climb Alpe d'Huez, and he's going to put up a really good time. Like it just like anywhere, anytime. 6 climbs into a stage, first climb of the stage, are just always good. And there's certain riders who like have to dial in on the effort. I don't fully get why they're different. But question for you before we move on. Remco Evenepoel, these are his last 4 major like standalone time trial results. 2023 World Champs, wins it. 2024 Olympics, wins it. 2024 World Champs, wins it. 2025 World Champs, wins it. If there was an Olympics this year, he would win it. Like he's that good. He wins everything. 5 Grand Tour stage wins in the time trial, 2 in the Tour de France. Is this the best pure time trialist of all time, Johan?
I mean, he's definitely a pure time trialist. That's for sure. Of all time, I would say not yet, at least. You know, he's still young. I mean, he's 26, no? 26?
He's 26,
25?
yeah. 26, I believe.
26, yeah. No, he's not. I mean, of all time, Spencer, I don't like that term, of all time.
That's another fun term you can just kind of throw out.
Yeah, you could say, for example, I mean, you could go back to, for example, Jacques Anquetil. You know, he won the Tour de France 5 times. He was called Mr. Time Trialist. He won the Tour de France in the time trials, and he was not considered a climber. But he had to get over the climbs, but he made all the difference in the time trials. You could say that's probably the best time trialist of all times. I don't know, but probably not. No, I mean, of all times, there is only one rider best of all times. That's Eddy Merckx. He was the best at everything of all time, except sprinting. But he won a lot of stages in sprints.
Yeah.
But you know, he was the best cyclist of all times. Probably won most of the time trials that he did. Maybe lost a few, but not many. But anyways, you know, you can't compare. Remco is right now definitely the best time trialist of generation by far. Yeah. When does he lose? I mean, he.
Well, I'll tell you exactly when he loses.
The 2 time trials he lost were the 2 mountainous time trials.
Yeah.
He lost on in the Pyrenees. What's the
it was Paris-Sourde.
Peyragudes,
yeah.
He lost in Nice because they did the Col d'Huez. But that's also a climbing time trial. But other than that, when did he lose the time trial?
I'm not going to fact check this, but I believe it to be true. I think he actually lost that time trial on the descent of the Col d'Huez. That's where he lost most of his time, not on the climb. But you're right. That's the only time he loses it. Pure mountain time trials. I would say the argument for him being the best is there's rarely do you see someone that good at flat time trialing that is also that good on any, like, really just like think of like a Tour de France time trial. It's just a given that Remco is going to win it. It's not even a question. Like even at peak Pogačar, like Pogačar just gets close and you're like, wow, that's incredible. He got that close to him. I did go back and look at this. I'm just about modern, let's say post Lance Armstrong time trialist. So like starting in 2010, just because I can pull some of these guys off the top of my head. Like I would say Tony Martin, 4-time world champ, Olympic gold medalist 1 time. Fabian Cancellara, 4-time world champ, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Those would probably be the benchmark. Like you have Michael Rogers winning 3 in a row. Rowan Dennis wins 2 world championships, I believe. But man, Tony Martin.
Ghana, how many times was he?
So Ghana's a good example. He's won 2 world championships, 1 Olympic medal. The thing about Ghana, so he's first in 2020, first in 2021 world champs. And then he's just been usurped by Remco. 2023, he's second. 2024 Olympics, he's second. 2024 World Champs, he's second to Remco.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Remco is probably a better time trialist than Ghana, who I would say is one of the best pure time trialists I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then continuing on that, I mean, it's. I'm not going to say it's. I mean, it's probably not a rumor. It's a rumor right now, but it's going to happen. It's that Remco has apparently also set his mind on our record. That's on his wish list. The our record that is now held by People Ghana.
Yeah, I would say the our record for people, at least of my generation, they messed it up, right? Did they not reset it or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, initially they so my recollection is Eddie Merckx had it. It was 48 something then. 49 something then. The first one who beat it was Francesco Moser, if I'm correct, is in 1984 probably. But that was like with a completely different bike. That was like the first time we saw an aerodynamic bike with 2 disc wheels, a smaller front wheel, bigger back wheel, beat it at altitude. I don't remember where it was. Then it kind of went on, and the technology evolved. We had Graham O'Brien, who had this tucked in position on his self-made bicycle. I don't know if you remember that, the Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, so like O'Brien, if like people my age, when you were a little kid, like it was like O'Brien Boardman, like that was the big.
But O'Brien came. I remember I was still a cyclist. I think it was early 90s probably. That O'Brien came and he had this very unconventional position. He was basically, his elbows were against his shoulders.
Yeah,
and he had made this. And then everybody was saying, "What is this guy going to do?" And he broke he broke the world record. Then the UCI went against him. His bike got cancelled. That position got cancelled. Then they came with a different position. It's called the Superman position, which was like super. It was like the arms were all the way out. O'Brien did that. Boardman did that, and then some other guys did it. Then that got banned too. Then they went back to all of a sudden there was like a few years where they banned every single position. They went back to the traditional bike of the Eddie Merckx era. Of course, more modern bikes. It had to be a traditional frame, same wheels, no disc wheels, normal handlebars, which then finally Chris Boardman broke, I think, barely. And then they kind of went back to the time trial technology of nowadays. So yeah, it's kind of been up and down.
Like, did Jens Voigt not have the record at one point?
Yeah,
do you remember this?
Exactly. Jens Voigt was one of the first guys who did our record again when they deviated from the traditional bike, but it was again the time trial bike.
Yeah, and that's where it lost me. I don't know. It's like, what is going on here? Like, Jens Voigt standing up because he's in such pain he's like so unused to riding a track bike, and he got it. Then maybe Campenarts was involved at some point, but I would say
then Campenarts beat it. Then Bradley Wiggins. Bradley Wiggins had it. I don't remember when it was. 2014, 15 maybe.
That sounds right.
And then Campenarts beat it. And then Ghana.
I would say it did. What was pretty interesting was Ghana's like trainer was going for it. Remember this?
Yeah.
Like Ghana and then the guy training Ghana.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Dan Bingham might have had it actually. And then Ghana got it.
He broke it.
Yeah. So I would say we're like looking back on this, what I think I had forgotten Cancellara won 2 Olympic gold medals. That's super impressive. And then 7 Tour de France time trial wins, counting prologues, 11 Grand Tour time trial wins, counting prologues. So I would say Remco has a bit to bridge the gap there, like a couple more world titles, another Olympic gold medal, more Grand Tour stage wins. So he's a bit off on that.
Well, he still has a few years of career left.
Yeah. And the thing with time trials too is sometimes, like, with Cancellara, you have you just do other things. It's like then you're going for 1 days and you're not as good at time trials anymore. So it remains to be seen what happens. But just going back to Remco, he was incredible. Like that was an impressive.
Also, Spencer, if you look at that position, man, I mean, the position of Remco, it's perfection. It's like I don't know what can be better.
No,
and you see other riders, they're getting close, but and it's a matter of, I mean, I'm sure that there's nobody who works so fanatically on the time trial position, on the equipment, on the clothing, on the helmet, on everything than Remco Evenepoel. And he's obsessed about it, it's and it shows.
And someone might be listening and think, well, why doesn't everyone just take a picture of Remco, get in that position and ride? It's like, well, okay, we could all tuck into an aerodynamic position, but the trick is to be able to produce power at that position. Almost no one can do it. Like someone like Bradley Wiggins, he can put out such a massive amount of power in his time trial position, which makes you very fast at time trialing. Like not many people have the flexibility or body ability to do that. It's very hard. Before we move on, I did want to talk quickly about just because, so this time trial happened and you think, okay, that is the form for the World Championships road race, but there is quite a bit of time between those two events. Like, do you think their form will shift? I mean, obviously it's very different effort too. One is 1 hour, another one's going to be 7 hours about.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's different, very different. Listen, the guys, I mean, if we're talking about Remco, Jay Vine, Van Wilders, and Pogačar, they're all going to be good. They're all going to be good. Now, I'm convinced that the Pogačar we have seen on Sunday it's going to be a completely different guy next Sunday. Let's not forget, Pogačar probably didn't spend hardly any time on the time trial bike. We all know he finished the Tour de France. He was tired. He was maybe a bit sick. He was definitely completely burned out mentally. It took a while for him to recover from that, and he got back into it in Canada. Let's not forget, look, so Pogačar did the time trial on Sunday. A week before, he spent like 4 or 5 days in Canada.
Yeah.
And went straight from there then to Rwanda. That trip is difficult, I mean, it takes out of you. So now with a week more of adaptation to the time zone, to recovering from the travel, a bit of the altitude also, which is another thing. Like Remco did altitude training, and the others probably. I mean, Van Wilder probably also did a bit of altitude training or whatever, or altitude sleeping. I mean, maybe they were. I know Remco was in Calpe because he has a house there, so he probably was in the hotel that we talked about in Syncrosfera, staying there, and train there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pogačar didn't do that. So I have no doubt that Pogačar is going to be different on Sunday. There's a little bit of doubt in me that say, are we going to see the really good Pogačar? Because I had the impression, Spencer, I don't know what you think, that in Canada, in Quebec, and in Montreal, we did not see a great Pogačar. Even when he went away, even when he gifted the race to Brandon McNulty, who was his teammate, who caught up with him, I didn't have the impression that this was really a top Pogačar. But it's now 2 weeks later, and I think he's going to have his game.
I kind of agree, like first thought, but are we downplaying that performance in Montreal? Like, remember, he used to win that race. He would eke out a sprint finish, and then he would attack and win by 20 seconds. And then this year, he's like, I'm just going to have my team ride real hard on the front, and I'm going to burn everybody off. Then I'm going to ride away.
The team was impressive.
Yeah. It was not easy to do what he did. Like they fried that field, and he was able to withstand the effort. But emotionally, I do kind of agree with you. I don't feel like we're seeing the best. I think we could see a better road race because of it. Like we should all be excited that he's not.
But also, Spencer, I think we have to have in mind is that, like, Pogačar, he's not going to win every single time. I mean, it's like, okay, of course he's the big favorite, but so many things can happen, and it's a one-day race, and it's the form of the day, and everything needs to be perfect. And it's still, Pogačar is still, he's human. He's not invincible.
How many people win the Tour de France and the World Championships in the same year? It's not a common thing to be done.
No.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm just now looking. The last time it happened before, so Pogačar did it last year, and then it hadn't happened since then, since
Stephen Roach
in 87?
Probably.
Or Greg LeMond in 89. Did he won the Tour that year?
Yeah. In 89,
So it's not like a thing that happens every year. Before we get into our predictions, our official predictions, just quick touching on the junior men's road race stuck out to me because, junior men's hasn't happened yet. The time trial, Ashlyn Berry gets second. So Mikel Morris from the Netherlands, I'd never heard of this person. Obviously very good because he wins. Ashlyn Berry gets second. And then another American, Beckham Drake, gets fourth. And I was just before we were recording, I was looking this kid up. Daniel Benson somehow got an interview with him since the race finished yesterday and today. Pretty impressive. And apparently he races for his local team, his local bike shop in Amarillo, Texas.
Maybe, but he must have shown definitely something. Otherwise, he would not be selected for the World Championships, right?
Well, he was at the Tour. It's Tour de la Abiti. It's a very hard to pronounce word for me. It's a stage race in Canada. It's like the Tour de l'Avenir of North America. And it's like the best young riders in North America. So if you get fifth there overall.
Spencer, if you also say you never heard of, is it Michael Morris? Michael Morris?
Yep. Michael, like Michiel.
Michiel.
Yeah.
Number 1 and 2 of the time trial. We're also number 1 and 2 in Paris-Roubaix juniors, for example.
Oh, yeah.
So,
which is funny because
really good, like a really good rider. This guy.
It's funny because Paris-Roubaix juniors ends up always being, it's like top time trialists win it, probably because they just with the rough surface they just ride away from everybody. But super impressive American finishes there. We did our research, our journalistic research. So USA Cycling, we said they weren't paying for riders to go over. I do believe that probably these two guys we're talking about paid their own way because we know juniors that paid their own way. But we did talk to at least one senior rider who they bought a coach ticket for, and then that person could choose to upgrade that ticket.
So I think the professionals they get their travel taken care of, and if they want to upgrade, which I'm pretty sure that they all do because it's a hell of a trip, then that's on their money.
They stole the We Do travel policy there. I don't know who got in our communications, but I'm going to start citing that. But someone also messaged me that their revenue was down. USA Cycling's revenue was down $10 million last year versus the year before. So there could be some. Less. That's what I should have fact checked this, but this is what this person 10 million less, which is a lot.
So how much is the total?
Well, they do have a good little business down there in Colorado Springs because there's a lot of people that have licenses and they take a big chunk of that and then they basically sell insurance to every USA Cycling race. And so they get I'm just making this number up, like $7 of every registration for every race in the country goes to USA Cycling.
It's obviously it's a small country, but it's a big cycling country, but Belgium, which is a big federation. I'm pretty sure their total budget is less than 10 million.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. This might not be right.
Okay. Seems a bit.
I wonder if this person messed up a zero because it was a million less.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Oh, great. It's a nonprofit, so it has to. Well, this doesn't look that good. So their revenue was quite a bit less than their expenses in 2024, according to ProPublica. So that's not great. That could explain why they're being a little stingy on the tickets. But we just wanted to say that we do know someone that got their ticket paid to fly there. And then the mixed relay today. I don't does not connect with me. Like, what is there any? We should say who won. I guess Australia wins, France second, Switzerland third. This is men's and women's combined. Is there any way to like spruce this event up? Because currently, like it seems like the men go, they do the course as soon as they finish, but in a separate location. The women start, do the course, and then you add the times together.
Why does this event even exist, Spencer? I mean, it's like I don't get it. It's okay. You know, there's a few big cycling countries. You know, so Australia, France. Who was third? Switzerland was third.
Switzerland
would have won, by the way, without Marlene Reusser having a mechanical. Anyway, Australia wins second year in a row. But it's like, I mean, it's so unnatural. I don't get it. 3 riders. I mean, you can see. I mean, look at the participants, Spencer. The big guys just don't want to ride it because, I mean, obviously it's in between the time trial and the road race. I don't know. It's feels so artificial to me. You know, like they should do a team time trial, like. You know, like whatever, 4 riders, 5 riders per country. Like before, I mean, obviously, that's completely unthinkable now. But back in the days, there was the 100-kilometer team time trial with 4 riders, which was World Championships and Olympic Games. That was the team time trial. That was like an unbelievable event, 100 kilometers.
I guess you start running into the same problems, right? Because then what top rider would do that?
Nobody would do it. No.
I assume they do this because it divides. It's 54 minutes was the winner. So you're only doing half of that. So because some of the riders were pretty good. Like Michael Matthews, Luke Blapp, Amanda Spratt, like that's on Australia. And like Switzerland is Stefan Kung and Marlene Reusser. So you are getting some quality.
Yeah.
It is. But I guess before this, the reason they do this is they used to do a team time trial for trade teams, which made no sense whatsoever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's actually almost made it to the 2016 World Champ. We were trying to get our team into because you can, if you're the host nation, you like get more allotments. So we were trying to get our team into the World Championships to be in the team time trial. But that didn't make any sense. Like, why are these trade teams competing in an event that's for world teams? Like, I never fully understood that.
Yeah. Today I saw something, Spencer, which, I mean, and everybody knows, it, but most of our audience knows also how much I love the UCI and their president, David Lapartien, which, I mean, we could do a whole podcast about, why are the World Championships in Rwanda, which is a whole different discussion. There's a lot of criticism about the World Championships being held there for a lot of different reasons. But anyways, but man, I saw this is. I mean, Lapartien should be ashamed to let this happen. There was a team in there, so it's called the UCI. It's the
Cycling
UCI
Center.
Team.
Yes, UCI Cycling.
Basically,
World Cycling Center.
It supports countries of non-traditional cycling, and there's Africans or Asians. There was a team. I mean, this is the team of the UCI, and there were riders in there who didn't even have a time trial bike. I mean, how can you let that happen? I mean, it's your team.
Yeah.
I mean, Lapartien, I think he's probably in the best 5-star hotel in Kigali. 2 nights of one and 2 nights is 2 nights of staying at the hotel. That's a time trial bike.
I heard he's now made a public appearance, I believe.
Yeah. He gave.
Has he? Okay.
Was it? Yeah.
And then he tweeted the wrong. He congratulated Tadej Pogačar for winning the.
What was that about? He must
scheduled tweet right there.
He must have had the text prepared.
Yeah.
He said, "Congratulations to Marlene Reusser and Tadej Pogačar for winning the time trial." And I guess he forgot to change it. Anyways,
he didn't listen to outcomes. He didn't listen to your pick. That's for sure. He had it right if he had. Someone asked a question. We won't answer it today. We'll do it next week. But it's like, Does the UCI ever made a good decision? I'm actually sure they have, but we'll have to do our research to dig into that.
But they make a lot of bad decisions too. A lot of bad decisions.
Did Biniam Girmay come through the World Cycling Center? I believe he did, right?
Yeah.
So there are. Yeah, that is. I find that weird that they weren't on TT bikes because
and some of them. But I mean, as the UCI, you have to have your whole team on the same bikes, man. I mean, what is this? It's like this is ridiculous. It's your event. It's your team, and your riders are not on time trial bikes.
Yeah, it's strange. I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Everybody, this episode is brought to you by Caldera Lab. Guys, wouldn't you like to look a little bit younger, get a few more compliments on your skin, or just feel more confident when you look in the mirror? That's exactly what Caldera Lab is here for. Their high-performance skincare is designed specifically for men, simple, effective, and backed by science. Caldera Lab has many products, but 3 of the ones that stand out to me are the good. It's an award-winning serum with 27 active botanicals and 3.4 million antioxidant units per drop to protect from environmental stressors. Use enough of this, you'll start looking like George Hincapie in no time. I know that sounds absurd, but it will help. And they also have the base layer, a nutrient-rich moisturizer with plant stem cells and snow mushroom extract for deep hydration, fast absorption, and no greasy shine. Use it on your face. Also, use it on your legs after you shave. I highly recommend it. And they have the eye serum, which reduces the look of tired eyes, dark circles, and puffiness, so you look well-rested even when you're not. This is key when you're a podcaster waking up early to watch those early morning European races. Caldera Lab, go check out Caldera Lab and see the difference for yourself. Go to calderalab.com/themove and use code THEMOVE at checkout for 20% off your first order. Again, calderalab.com/themove. Everybody, this episode is brought to you by Manukora Honey. Are you looking for something simple and delicious to add to your wellness routine? Well, look no further because Manukora Honey will change your life. I used to throw regular honey into everything, tea, breakfast bowls, protein shakes, even salad dressings, but then I discovered Manukora, and honestly, it puts all other honey to shame. It's rich, creamy, and has a deep, complex flavor that makes you want to eat it straight off the spoon, which I've been known to do. Early in the morning, wake up, come down to watch the races, boom, I'm just grabbing Manukora straight from the spoon. The kids love it too, so we're all adding it into our morning routine, and what sets Manukora apart is what's inside. It's backed with powerful nutrients that support immunity and gut health thanks to the bioactive rich nectar the bees collect from the Manuka tea tree in New Zealand. It even contains a unique antibacterial compound called MGO, and every harvest is third-party tested, so you know exactly what you're getting. This is honey with superpowers, ethically produced, wildly delicious, and a real upgrade from your average sweetener. And your luck, because it's easier than ever to try Manukora honey. Just head to manukora.com/themove and save up to 31% plus $25 worth of free gifts with the starter kit, which comes with an MGO 850 plus Manuka honey jar, 5 honey travel sticks, a wooden spoon, and a guidebook. That's manukora.com/themove to save 31% plus $25 worth of free gifts. Everybody, this episode is brought to you by Rujiet Go Long. If you watched the time trial last weekend, you probably noticed Remco Evenepoel had something that a lot of us don't, and that's pure confidence. The dude was flying, and that is the exact type of confidence you need in the bedroom to take things to the next level type of experience, and that's where Rujiet's Go Long comes in. This isn't just another ED pill. It's a confidence game changer. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula to help you go the distance. Plus, effects last for up to 36 hours, which means you can feel confident all day and night and some of the next day too. Getting started is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online at Rugiet, RUGIET.com. And if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly and directly to your door. So if you're ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom while saving money, head to Rugiet.com, RUGIET.com/themove and use code THEMOVE at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's Rugiet.com/themove. And make sure to use our promo code to save money. All right, back to the show.
So moving on to the Sunday's race, the World Men's Road Race Championship, the distance 268 kilometers. And the race is comprised of, there are 9 laps like in the city, Kigali. So if you've been watching the race, you kind of know Kigali at this point. Then they do one big loop out in the country. They do a longer climb. It's like 6K long at 7%. So it's a serious climb. Then they come back in and do 6 more laps of that circuit. The circuit racing quite hard. I'm curious to see how that longer lap is going to play into things. Johan, have you seen this before where they do the circuit, they leave the circuit and come back to the circuit? Usually they do a bigger loop and then come into the circuit.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. It's a bit strange, but
yeah. And the steepest climb, sustained climb, it's like just under a kilometer at 8%. And they do that multiple times. So that's going to be quite difficult. And then it's a total cumulative. We found different sources on this. I'm going with the most conservative one, 5,500 meters of climbing, which is a lot. I couldn't even find examples of many races ever having that much in a one day. That's 18,000 feet.
Was 2018 in Innsbruck, won by Valverde.
Yes, which was
a 4-man sprint.
That was 5,000 meters of climbing. So this is 500 more meters of climbing. But that was a very hard race.
That was already very hard. Yeah. So no, it's going to be on top of that, Spencer. It's super hard. There's cobbles. One of those. So the 1.3 kilometer climb, the last. It's when we saw in the time trial, it's cobbles. So it's very, very hard. And then also, something not to be underestimated, it's at 1,500 meters altitude.
Yeah.
It's not 2,000 meters, but you feel it, It definitely has an impact on the riders and their energy and their performance.
I live at like 1,800 meters of altitude. And you get better. I feel like I never fully acclimate. So there are certain people that are just better at higher altitude than others. So a lot of climbing. Here, for example, if you stacked up all the monuments this year with the World Championships, 5,500 meters. The next closest one is Lombardia, 4,700 meters. Liège-Bastogne-Liège, think how hard that is, 4,400 meters. And then Flanders, just a little over 2,000. I don't even know if that's right. Can that be right? San Remo over 2,000, Paris-Roubaix 1,500. So significantly harder than any other one-day race this year. The favorites are, this is on Unibet. It's the only book I could find with the favorites up yet. Pogačar minus 203, Evenepoel plus 333. So for Pogačar, at least on this book, you would have to bet $208 to profit $100. So the heavy favorite. Isaac Del Toro plus 900, Tom Pidcock plus 1,500, Mateusz Gelmoza plus 2,200, Ben Healy plus 2,500, Richard Carapaz plus 2,500. There's a lot of people on here, but we'll call them out when we need to. But Johan, how do you think this plays out? And we should also say this is raced with national teams, not trade teams, which really changes things. And some of the national teams have a lot of riders. I believe Slovenia has 9 riders. Along with a few of the other the nations that score the best throughout the year. Some teams have fewer riders, like the US has 5 riders. So in Mexico has 3. So not everyone's fighting on the same level playing field. I find the Worlds to be the strangest race of the year. That's why it's so fun. But how do you think this plays out and who's going to win?
It's going to be a elimination race, Spencer. It's 5,500 meters. Different racing. As we said, national teams. Okay, Slovenia, they do have 9 riders, but there's some guys that they will struggle. How it plays out, it's the strongest guy is going to win. There's no doubt about that. I know already that you're gonna pick who you're gonna pick, so I have to pick someone else, and I'll go. I'll keep my Belgian hat on and pick Remco Evenepoel to win, because I think of everybody, he's probably the freshest. Comes off an incredible motivation boost with the time trial, and this is something that these kind of climbs. It's okay for him. It's not. You don't have to be a super climber. You have to be able to climb, but these are not long mountains. So I think with the power he has, he looks really powerful. I don't know if he was in the gym or what he had. He looks powerful. So and he looks fresh also, in my opinion. He looks like and that's why I say, I know Pogačar, there's going to be a change in Pogačar over this week. But to me, if you look at both of the riders, not even going off their performance, but if you look at them on the day of the time trial, it's like Pogačar was a bit, probably tired, didn't look super fresh. And Remco looked like ready to go to war. As I said, this will change over this week, but I'm going to pick Remco to win at plus 330.
I mean, I even noticed like Pogačar was adjusting his helmet mid-time trial, which you would never see Remco do. I mean, that doesn't make you confident when you're watching a man adjust his time. Like that brought me back to Primož Roglič 2020 Tour de France. If you were going to pick Remco, you would do it because you would say he's in great shape, he's prepared specifically for this, and he's fresh. And when he's fresh, he can do things that not many people in the world can do. Like I think it was like San Sebastian the year he won the Vuelta. So that would have been 22. He was amazing. He shows up to the Vuelta, like his body just like looks, it pops off the screen. Like there's a certain look to Remco's body that like you don't see with the other riders when he's really fit. And he has that look right now. I would say, what do we make of this? Like the Olympics road race last year, if you set that aside, which I know that's a big thing to set aside, he's not like, what is going on with this slump in one-day races? So like really good from 2021 to 2023. And then since then, like, and hasn't won a monument, has just the game changed, or what is going on with the one-day racing mini slump that he's in?
Let's not forget one thing, but actually two events. Huge crash in the Basque Country last year.
In 2024, yeah.
Took a very long time to come back from it, so he missed the whole spring campaign. And then in the off-season, again, that accident, which apparently the consequences are a lot worse than we thought. And he basically, he didn't miss the spring, but he started really late, right? I mean, he won his first race in Flèche-Brabançon and then did second in the Amstel.
Yeah, what's weird about that is he comes in at the Brabançon and looks like I just said, right? Like, oh, wow, this is unbelievable. And then like degraded through that spring and was not quite as good at Amstel, not as good at Liège.
I don't think he had a great base. He trained very intense as soon as he got the green light and got quickly in shape, but he didn't have the foundation. That's also why I think he underperformed in the Tour.
Yeah. Like if you're underperforming at Liège, it makes sense that because you don't have the base, and it's hard to make that up by the Tour. I'm going to pick Pogačar for one simple reason, because if you sort Tadej Pogačar by in one-day races over 4,000 vertical meters, he has not lost one of those races that he's finished. He crashed out of Liège in 2023. Yeah. But outside of that, the last time he lost a race over 4,000 meters, a one-day race, was 2022. That was the World Championships in Australia. Got beat by Remco Evenepoel. So maybe this is the repeat of that. But if you do the same thing with Remco Evenepoel, you see that the last time he won one of those races was 2023 San Sebastian, then 2023 Liège, 2022 World Championships. Just for that simple reason, and if you even filter above that at 4,500, Remco's never won a one-day race with that much climbing. Pogačar has never. The last time he lost a one-day race with that much climbing was 2021 at the Olympic Games when he got third. He's undefeated since then. So this guy just wins races with this much climbing.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. I think he's going to win because it's got a lot of climbing and he's the strongest, and the harder the race gets, the less everything else matters. And he's got a pretty strong team.
Yeah. The question is, Spencer, how is he going to, I agree. He's definitely the big favorite, and those numbers are there for a reason, right? Now, do we think he's gonna attack already on Mount Kigali, which is how far from the finish?
That's a very long way from the finish. It is 162 kilometers into the race, so it's 100K from the finish. I don't know if He did it last year. As you said, I don't know if we're seeing the same level of Pogačar as we saw at Zurich. That was,
I think there's gonna be. Listen, the race is gonna split apart. I mean, it's gonna blow apart on that climb. It's it's 6 kilometers, 7%. After having done already 9 of those laps, the heat, the altitude. I think what's going to happen probably is that there's going to be a selection. Pogačar will want a selection because he doesn't want to. He wants to have the main guys with him. So it's a man against man race. So if all the good guys will be there, that's going to be the selection that he wants to make. Now it's tricky because some of these other riders, his other favorites, may have teammates with them, and Pogačar. I mean, logically, if that happens, he would normally only have Primož Roglič with him.
Yeah. I don't even want to. I don't know if Primož is going to be there. In theory, yes. What happens if he gets away with Remco on that climb? What do they work with each other? What do they do?
I think Remco will work for sure.
Yeah. To me, that would kind of be the way he wins.
I mean, there's other riders who's going to be there. Del Toro, you have Skilmos, you have Ben Healy, you have Pidcock. I mean, he's not getting away with Remco and everybody else. There's going to be a selection of more riders.
We should say the reason we're not pumping up Isaac Del Toro, even with that TT result, and even though I think he is an incredible rider, I mean, how many races has he ever even done in his career of this length? It can't be many, right?
I don't know. We have to look at the monuments. There's nothing else. How many monuments has he done? Not many.
He did Milano San Remo. He actually did pretty good, 13th place. And then that might be it. I don't believe he's done another monument unless he did one. I think that is it. He did Strada Bianchi, 215 kilometers. That was in his first year pro, though. DNF'd. It starts to get tough. And the same thing with wild cards. It starts to get really tough at this distance with this much climbing. But it's a weird race. It's a super weird race. There's a reason we're in awe of Peter Sagan for winning 3 world championships, because every race is physically different. Every race is different from, you've had the whole season in front of you. You're never facing the same type of competition twice. You never have the same team twice. It's very rare even to win back-to-back world titles. Let's say something weird happens. The world championships weirdness rears its head again. Who do you think could win that's not these 2 riders?
Very simple for me, Tom Pidcock.
Yes.
He's a guy, super high pedigree, super talented, in great shape, just finished 3rd at the Vuelta. That form still is going to be there, and he has rested between the Vuelta and this race. Only does the road race, and I think he's gonna be ready. He definitely. I mean, listen, he can do the distance. He's shown it already. He won Amstel, I guess. He won Amstel.
He has won Amstel at some point. Yeah.
He even thinks he won it twice. Pidcock thinks he won it twice. He won it twice.
he might be right on that. Actually,
I think he is right. But yeah, Tom Pidcock plus 1,500. I think that's really good odds for a wild card.
I honestly can't believe he's plus 1,500, because if you watch that Vuelta, I guess I just said maybe the Vuelta wasn't the best preparation because it's not at altitude, but this isn't the time trial. These guys have been here. They're preparing. This isn't just the first day you show up, you're racing. I'm shocked he's plus 1,500. I think with how light he looked and how powerful he looked on a course like this, where you have 2 guys looking at each other, Pogačar and Evenepoel, it's wide open for Tom Pidcock. I think that's a great pick. If I was going to pick someone that wasn't him, the people I would look at, 3 riders I would look at: Mateusz Skelmoza, Ben Healy, Richard Carapaz. The rider I'm going to pick is Mateusz Skelmoza at plus 2,200. I think Ben Healy, I think Ben Healy could win. This is the type of race he could win on because he can get in front of the moves. But I'm picking Skelmoza because what's the last time we saw a real duel between Pogačar and Evenepoel in a one-day race? Amstel Gold. Who won that? Mateusz Skelmoza, because Pogačar and Evenepoel were so obsessed with each other, they forgot there was a guy sitting in their wheel, and he sprinted around them and won. So, and he's looking really good right now. He was at in Durango in Colorado at altitude before this, so he's a little bit prepared for that. I'm going Schelmoze at plus 2,200.
And just finished second in the Tour of Luxembourg, one of the hardest stages there, so he's got in good shape.
Yes, and so I think I'm actually surprised Pidcock and Schelmoze are this like cheap, because it's like, yes, Pogačar and Evenepoel are the favorites, but this isn't a Grand Tour. This is a one-day race with some climbs. They're both pretty good at races like that. I think that's like, this is the real value is Pidcock and Schelmoze.
Yeah. Good team also, the Danish.
Yeah, good team. Missing, you could think of one rider who this course would suit, who's not here.
Yeah, but the Danes, usually they always ride really well as a team.
They do ride really well, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't, I'm even thinking about just like Denmark in the last few World Championships. Like, think about like Mads Pedersen, like just showed up in 2019 and won. And like, who saw that coming? But the team does race together really well. I'm looking at the start list right now. It is extremely strong. I'm sure they'll all be behind Schelmoze, like no ambiguity around that. What do you think about Belgium and Slovenia? Do you think inside the camps there's clear delineations of leader versus everybody else?
Oh, Belgium is Remco. Van Wilder a wild card, right? But everybody else is at the service of the team. And in Slovenia, it's Pogačar. There's nobody else. I mean, we'll see Primoz is still Primoz, right? I don't think he raced since the Tour, no?
He might have done one race. What did he do? He did San Sebastian very quietly.
Yeah. But hey, listen, never know with Primoz. He's a quality rider. But I think normally he will be at the service of Pogačar.
I mean, what's wild is Slovenia has more riders in this race than Belgium. Who would have thought that would ever happen?
Well, I mean, it's 8 riders plus if you have the defending champion, you can bring a 9.
You get to bring like an extra one, yeah. What do you think about, just before we leave? We don't have to pick them. How do you think Juan Ayuso is going to do here? A lot of noise around him coming into the race, but do you think he's well prepared? If he wasn't prepared for the Vuelta, it seems hard to think he would be prepared for this.
I mean, it could be okay, but I listen. We've never seen anything from Ayuso in these kind of races, and especially that distance. He's not. He's won one-day races, but not of this distance. So, he's gonna be a factor, I think, but I can't see him winning.
I mean, yeah, he's won one-day races, but nowhere near this.
No.
Caliber either. Like, this is quite a bit different than the Drôme Classique,
or the
Trofeo.
The guy that really has had an amazing performances leading up to this World Championships is Del Toro. Yeah, if you look at his campaign in Italy, I mean, did he win 4 out of 5 races, or 5? I don't know.
And he almost never loses races. Like, almost like since that Giro, which you would think would devastate most people.
He won like 4 in a row, I think.
I'm trying to find the start list so I can click on him. It might be more than that, actually. He's been on an unbelievable tear. Okay, here he is. So he won. Oh, no, he won 3 in a row. 31st at Memorial Marco Pantani, which is a flat finish. And then, but was not a sprint, and then wins the one after that. So won 4 of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his last 5 races.
Yeah. So he's in incredible shape. He's super talent,
super talent. Yeah. I mean, I would say
he's not going to have any team support. That's, so he's by himself. I mean, he has 2 riders, but I don't think those riders can do much for him. So he's going to have to pick his moves,
How old? He's 20. Del Toro's 21. How old was Mads Pedersen when he won his first world title? He must have been around that age, right?
22, I think. 22, 23.
Because he's actually older than I thought. Well, he's born in 95. So then Yeah, wait, was he like a teenager when he won the World Championships?
No, he would have been 24. It was 2019, no?
2000. So if he was born in 95, he would be 30 in 2025 or later this year. So yeah, he would have been like on the early side of
24.
20, like maybe 23 though, I guess, because his birthday's late in the year. So yeah, 2 years older than Del Toro.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that like was good, and then you're like, well, he's not going to win a world championships, and then he did win a world championship. So it is possible that it happens. I just wouldn't bet the house on Del Toro winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and everyone should game responsibly. Please. I don't want people losing their life savings on Pogačar or Evenepoel on this.
You know who we didn't talk about at all is he's had his best days are behind him, but still, Julian Alaphilippe.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know about that.
He was, he's in good form.
He won in Quebec, but then did you see him at Montreal?
Yeah.
That to me looks like he's such a talented. He's so class that like he can pull a Quebec out. But it's like, does he? It's like LeBron James at this point. It's like, yeah, he can play like 7 amazing games, but he can't play like 100 amazing games a year.
268 kilometers on that course. There is no hiding. There's no surprises.
I'm now looking at his season, though. It's actually a little bit better than I remember it being. That would be quite the surprise if he wins. I don't know if I would put money on it, but yeah, he's actually been pretty good this year. If you showed me an anonymized sheet of his results for the year, I'd say this guy's pretty good. And he's on a second division team. Mm-hmm. He must be amazing. But yeah, I don't think he's going to win, but as you say, to go back to the major climb in the middle of the race, it will be interesting to see who gets over that climb in the front group and who's in front at the time, and if they've already caught the breakaway by then. So I think it's going to be super interesting with the circuit, short circuit, long circuit, short circuit mixture could make this a really interesting race.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thanks, Johan. Anything else on the race before?
I'm off. I need to pack my suitcase still. I'm going on a little bike trip tomorrow.
We got to get you to Nice so you can watch this race with a former world champion himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, good luck packing. Have a good sleep and then good travel tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks.